Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. The mysteries of the Void Century are closer to being revealed, and we see that everything connects to Luffy. Even his power seems to be one of the reasons why everything was erased. Rayleigh knows the truth, and in today's video, we'll talk about this major revelation. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, the Void Century has always been one of the most intriguing mysteries in One Piece. There's something enigmatic about the fact that such a significant part of history was deliberately erased, leaving only traces like the poneglyphs. This forgotten part of the world, filled with secrets and conspiracies, surely holds information so dangerous that it justified a joint effort by the 20 kingdoms to erase all memory of it. When we think about what Rayleigh might reveal about this period to Luffy, the impact of that conversation would be nothing short of transformative. First, we need to remember that Rayleigh already gave Luffy a glimpse of what the search for freedom and truth means. During the Sabaody Archipelago arc, chapter 507, Rayleigh hinted that he knew what happened during the Void Century, but emphasized that revealing the truth outright could rob Luffy of the chance to experience his own journey and make his own choices. This moment is crucial as it establishes Luffy's philosophy. The most important thing isn't the destination, but the adventure that leads there. However, we can imagine a scenario where Luffy is nearing the end of his journey, perhaps after finding the One Piece and gaining a deeper understanding of the world. At that point, Rayleigh might finally decide to reveal the secrets of the Void Century. This revelation would tie together everything Luffy has learned and witnessed, filling in the gaps about what truly happened with the Great Kingdom, Joy Boy, and the 20 Kingdoms. The Great Kingdom, it seems, was an incredibly advanced civilization, with technologies far surpassing those of the kingdoms that formed the current world government. This is evident in chapters like 1018, where we learn more about Joy Boy and his role as a historically significant figure. The fact that this kingdom was wiped from history suggests it posed a significant threat to the 20 kingdoms. And here's where Luffy comes into the picture. The revelation that Joy Boy had the same devil fruit as Luffy isn't just an interesting detail. It completely changes how we view the story. The Gomu Gomu no Mi, or rather the Nika Nika no Mi, isn't just any fruit. It symbolizes freedom, joy, and the ability to challenge the rules imposed by the system. This was explored in chapters 1044 and 1045, where we see the fruit awaken and transform Luffy into a living embodiment of joy and controlled chaos. If Rayleigh were to tell Luffy that Joy Boy used this power to try to unite the world under an ideal of freedom, it could explain why the 20 kingdoms decided to erase him from history. Perhaps the Great Kingdom wasn't seen as a threat because it planned to destroy the other kingdoms, but because it offered such an appealing alternative that it risked destabilizing the established power structures. Im-sama, on the other hand, is another crucial piece of this puzzle. Little is known about him, but his presence during the Reverie arc, chapter 908, raises many questions. Im-sama appears to be the central figure of the world government, someone who holds absolute power over the 20 kingdoms. If we consider the possibility that he has been alive since the Void Century, this would explain how the world government has maintained its cohesion and purpose over centuries. Perhaps Im-sama is a figure symbolizing the continuity and stability of the world government, but at the cost of hiding the truth and suppressing freedom. We can't ignore a central element connecting the past and the present, Noah. This gigantic ship, introduced during the Fishman Island arc, chapter 611 to 649, is as mysterious as it is impressive. From its introduction, it was clear that it wasn't just an abandoned monumental structure at the bottom of the sea, but a fundamental piece of a much larger plan. Something directly tied to the Void Century, the Great Kingdom, and perhaps Joy Boy himself. The Noah was built by the inhabitants of Fishman Island, but its full purpose was never entirely clarified. King Neptune mentioned that the Noah was meant to be used when Joy Boy's promise was fulfilled. This promise, mentioned in chapter 649, was never fully explained, but there are enough hints to believe it's directly tied to a major global event. What if Joy Boy's promise involved saving the world from an imminent catastrophe? This brings an interesting connection to Vegapunk's words in the Egghead arc. In chapter 1067, Vegapunk makes a surprising statement about the world of One Piece. He mentions that the planet has gone through major floods in the past, events that reshaped the oceans and lands entirely. He suggests that given the current configuration of the world, with the Red Line and the Grand Line dividing the planet into sections, it's possible another catastrophic flood could happen again. If we consider this, we might think that the Noah was built to be an ark, a way to preserve life and civilization creation in the event of a new global flood. This also aligns with the idea that Joy Boy, during the Void Century, tried to protect the world from a similar catastrophe. Perhaps the Great Kingdom, with its advanced technology, foresaw the flood and created the Noah as part of a contingency plan. However, something went wrong, and Joy Boy's plan was never fully realized. Joy Boy's promise to the inhabitants of Fishman Island could have been an attempt to fix this mistake. He might have assured them that at some point in the future, someone would complete his mission and ensure that the Noah fulfilled its purpose. This raises the question of why the Noah was left unused for so long. Could it be that the 20 kingdoms now, the world government knew the Noah's purpose and decided to suppress any attempt to use it? After all, allowing something so monumental to be utilized could mean the end of the power system they had created. And so we arrive at the connection between the Noah, the Void Century, and the current state of the world. If the Noah was designed to save civilization from a flood, why would the world government try to prevent this? Perhaps they believe that a new flood would destroy the current world order and bring back the ideals of the Great Kingdom, something they deem unacceptable. This ties into the world government's fear of the Poneglyphs and any attempt to uncover the truth about the Void Century. The red line, which divides the world into two halves, is another crucial piece of this puzzle. Some fans theorize that the red line may have been artificially created, possibly by the 20 kingdoms, as a way to control the oceans and prevent another global flood. If this is true, it means that the current structure of the world is a direct result of the conflict between the Great Kingdom and the 20 kingdoms. What if Joy Boy tried to stop the creation of the red line but failed? This could explain why he apologized to the inhabitants of Fishman Island and promised to correct his mistake in the future. When Luffy finally learns about these connections, I think he'll react with a mix of surprise and determination. He isn't someone who worries about the details of conspiracies or historical intrigues, but he understands what it means to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If Luffy discovers that the world is on the brink of another flood and that the Noah is the key to saving everyone, he will undoubtedly do whatever it takes to fulfill Joy Boy's promise. It's also interesting to think about Vegapunk's role in this context. He is one of the few people in the current world who seems to understand the true nature of the planet. His comments about previous floods suggest that he might have access to information dating back to the Void Century. Perhaps he has found records from the Great Kingdom explaining how they dealt with the threat of floods and how the Noah fits into this plan. Vegapunk might even know that Luffy's devil fruit, the animenomi, is part of this puzzle. And then we come to Imsama, the mysterious ruler of the world government. If Imsama has truly been alive since the Void Century, this means he has direct knowledge of what happened to the Great Kingdom and the Noah. I think Imsama may be trying to prevent the Noah from being used because he believes it would signify the end of the world government. Perhaps he sees the Noah as a symbol of the Great Kingdom's power, something he has worked tirelessly to suppress. On the other hand, Imsama might have his own reasons for fearing another global flood. Perhaps he knows that the current world is unsustainable and that catastrophe is inevitable. However, instead of trying to save the world, he might prefer to maintain the status quo for as long as possible, even if it means sacrificing millions of lives in the process. Luffy's reaction to all this would, as always, focus on what he can do to help. He isn't someone who thinks in terms of politics or history. To him, the most important thing is protecting his friends and ensuring no one suffers unjustly. If Luffy learns that the Noah is the key to saving the world, he will do whatever it takes to ensure it is used properly, even if it means facing Imsama and the world government directly. Based on all of this, I believe Rayleigh's revelation about the Void Century and the purpose of the Noah would be a turning point for Luffy and his crew. They would finally understand the magnitude of their journey and what's at stake. And as always, Luffy would face this challenge with a smile on his face and the determination to never give up, no matter what obstacles lie in his path. What do you all think about this? Comment below. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.